Welcome, everybody. Welcome, one and all. My name is Tom, and I am joined by some amazing hosts. We're going to get to them in a very second, but this is Poetry Jam. Make some noise in the comments. Let us know how you're doing. Click the link, like, and share, all that stuff. I am joined this evening by two amazing young people. We've got Iman here. Give us a wave, Iman. Let everyone know how you're doing. How are you doing?
I'm good, tired, but I'll be fine. I
We
can't wait.
move. We move. And we also have Palumi as well. How you doing, Palumi?
Yeah, I'm good. I loved how you said we move, because I feel like, yes, we move. I like that. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
You know what? I've got that a bit similar energy to Iman. It's like it's Thursday. We're getting near to the end of the week, and I'm just trying to crawl. I don't know why I'm doing like that, but I'm just trying to soldier through. But I'm really good to be here with yourselves. We were talking off air, weren't we, about what we're watching at the moment. And Iman, what were you saying?
We're watching This Is Us, which is a really good series on Amazon Prime. I think it's up there with just some of the best. Like
The bars there, yeah.
Top tier.
I've been holding back because
Yeah.
they were stuttering a little bit. So if anyone's looking for a good show, This Is Us is there. And then Palumi, what were you saying?
Yeah, there's this limited series on Netflix called Behind Her Eyes, and like I said before, the first few episodes, like, they're a bit, but the last episode and like the last 10 minutes, it's just going to get you. Like, there's
Slow build up.
Yeah, there's so much conversation to be had. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, people in the chats, you've got that already. If you're watching this, we are giving you some good content already. And you know what? It goes both ways. So why don't you put something in the comment section, put it in live. Then that way, I've got a nice list. You just got that good list that you just tick off, you cross through. I've finished watching Cobra Kai, loads of this stuff. So I tick it off. So yeah, put in the comments any good recommendations for shows or films. But we are here for something a bit better than that. We are here for a live open mic experience. We normally host these events live in a coffee shop, but over this time we've had to adapt. We move. This is something that we said a bit earlier, and we just adapt. So tonight we have an action-packed live, some videos that we're going to be going through, and it's been performers submitting across the country, whether it's some classics that they've been sending in or some specific videos just for this night. So you are in for a massive treat. And yeah, just a bit of a disclaimer about Poetry Jam. Poetry Jam is a space. It's what kind of started Beat Freaks, a space for free expression. So we don't hold back. We are unfiltered. So you may hear some strong language tonight. You might hear just things that are touching on particular issues that might be quite touching, but we want to provide the space and the platform. So I just wanted to let you know about that. We're looking to be just around an hour long, just in case you're wondering how long you're here for. And we've got just around 10 or so artists that are going to be featured. If you'd like to get featured for our next one, it is filling up quickly. Just get in touch with myself at tom@beatfreaks.com, and just follow us at Beat Freaks on our socials. We've got a lot more content going through. I've talked enough. Palumi, Iman, how are you feeling? We're going to be sharing our first video. What's your thoughts? What are you thinking before we go?
I'm excited. Like, I am. I'm really honored to be here, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the night holds. I'm excited.
Brilliant. Palumi.
Yeah, me too. And like, I think this is so cool. Like, because Poetry Jam is such an integral part of like Beat Freaks. So to be like here with both of you is really cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to hear the poems as well.
Let's go. Okay, well, our producer, technician, computer in the sky, we are ready for our first video. So when you're ready, please play.
See, I've got compound interest in compound interest. I want my fingers on the funds and not just index. Every move made with purpose, just like in chess. My passion for this is intense, because I don't want to sleep in tents like a homeless man. How will I ever be financially free if I cannot even hold a grand and be comfortable on my mission, even if some things don't go to plan? And when I notice, man, I realise through fear, the system knows how to approach a man that struggles to provide comfort for his own life, like a sofa can. But not me. I'm out for the green like broccoli. Don't necessarily want to win the lottery, just make enough money so I can live properly. Because you see, I'm trying to impress myself, not being the press myself. Don't want no misleading reports on me. Rather pick up the pen myself. Hate leaving my pen on shelves. Because this poetry is like a friend that helps. Anytime I feel like I need to defend myself. We don't need to compare money to happiness. Let's not pretend it helps. And there's no shame in going after it. Because the word well is in wealth. And that's not just from a financial standpoint. So I'm out to get it. Swallow my pride just like a beverage. Because you need to have legs before you have leverage. And that's why they give you credit for taking credit. But me, I'm not trying to be dependent, but I understand sometimes you have to get in the system just to exit. Mental and financial freedom, that's my only hope. Because I don't see no achievement in being broke.
Wow. I'm gonna open the floor to yourself because this is your first time doing it, and I want to hear your honest opinion. What's your thoughts?
Palumi, did you want to go?
Yeah, I loved that and I enjoyed it. It just felt very honest, and like I loved the visuals as well. I thought like the imagery was really good, and like I like when what it said about broccoli and like the words, like breaking down words and saying like, you know, wealth and well and stuff. Like I thought that was really, really good. Yeah, like very honest. That's the best way I can describe it. Like it was very honest.
I love that. What's your thoughts, Iman?
I loved it. It definitely like hits different because we're in a pandemic. So a lot of us, we've all been experiencing our fair share of like financial ordeals. Like some people have benefited during this time, others have not. So when we're talking about compound interest and the strive to make money and not to be broke or trying to make ends meet, it's not even about just being rich anymore. It's about being able to provide. So definitely identify that. And it was really good. Yeah.
What a way to start the show, man.
Yes.
And you know what I was thinking as you were speaking? I was thinking about the space. And I'm just so used now to seeing people in empty spaces. Is it weird, isn't it? Like before I did think, oh, that's an artistic kind of thing to do. But I just feel like that's a normal thing. Now you just see empty spaces and I'm not expecting no one to be in there. And the wordplay, I was just clicking away. That's one of the things, if you watch for the first time, if it's deep to you, make sure you're clicking at home, giving that a bit of that feeling. I'm loving that. All right, are you ready for the next one?
Definitely.
Let's go. Okay, the next performer is Demira. And yeah, let's see what this one is going to bring. I'm looking forward to this.
You gawk, you stare, we still add some flair as you gravitate our hair. You see blackfish, blackface. She's your taste. You are a fan of fake, leave your skin to bake and what you can't take, no room for love. When you choose to hate and appropriate. When ignorance is bliss, fake lips blow a kiss. Fakes have it good so long as we stay in the hood. You leave us behind when all you see and want is our behind. If I didn't define myself for myself, eaten alive, like chocolate. He's black, so he adds to your recipe. The man is more than providing your mixed kid accessory. Not too dark, not too light. A mad mother's delight when you profit off being light. Make the world better for the child Insta likes. Don't hide behind the Insta likes. You go offline and stay silent, whilst the media portrays us as violent. Insta likes and pay, then offline you can wash that paint away. and not have to feel or face our pain. What's in a name? What if Brianna was Becky? What brings you fame? It's not your game. I don't blame you for wanting to keep up, but your privilege needs questioning. Pay up, speak up, stop shutting us up. Lie all you want, real ones can't fall for fake feminists, colonizing our bodies for your benefits. You don't need a book, but perhaps if you were better educated, black women would be better celebrated.
I mean, it just says it all right there, doesn't it? I felt like Amira was speaking just on my, not even just on my behalf, but she just collected everything that everyone wanted to say and just put it out there.
Definitely been something I've always been thinking about, especially this week as well. So hearing it and the impact that just had, I don't even know what else to say. That was definitely, when you think about the black female experience and other stuff like people fetishizing being mixed race or wanting to have mixed babies, it's just, you sometimes wonder, wow, is this what it comes to? Yeah, so it's a lot, but I loved it.
Yeah.
You lost for words,
Me
Polly?
too, because yeah, I mean, like, I think it was so like compelling and so, again, so honest and so truthful, especially with everything that's going on, and especially like this month is the month where they're going to be doing the trial for George Floyd, and talking about Breonna Taylor, like the hints to like colorism as well within the community. Like, I think I really enjoyed that, because it felt beautifully like violent in terms of like she was attacking like the people that had attacked us, or like our society in general, and also speaking truth and speaking some honesty about things that are going on within the black community as well. Like, sometimes you do need that, like, not attack, but that like honesty, straightforward
home truth, isn't it?
And I really enjoyed that. So
I think what stood out for me as well is that it was talking to different groups of people, but in particular, like the people at times, and we can all be guilty of this in different forms, you know what I mean? Whether it's about being black or in other kind of like spheres, but there's always a group that benefits without sometimes recognizing, and it can impact, you know what I mean? I was thinking about, it's so weird, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was thinking of, today actually, I was thinking about a lot of people you can get plastic surgery or like certain benefits that people had to struggle for, I've got the lips and I've had to deal with the stuff, whereas now you can buy that and it's nice. It's just so, that's there for another time. We can have a long talk about that. Let's go to another one. I wonder what's next. Let's go for this one.
You know, I was thinking the other day, like, I bet lesbians have lungs, don't they? You what? No, seriously, like, I bet they've got lungs. Come on, babe, I think you're being a bit silly now. You know, hear me out, like, I was out the other day, like, and I was watching one, like, and I was looking at her chest, not in that way though, babe, you know. Like, I was watching her chest and it was rising and falling, rising and falling. What, like this, like. Exactly. Like she's got lungs. Like I bet they've all got lungs. Wow. You know, I've never thought about them like that before. Me neither. Mad, innit? So like, when they inhale like oxygen, and when they exhale carbon dioxide. Fucking mad, innit? That is mad. Like, where do you even get all of this from, babe? Like, next you're gonna tell me that they have like hemoglobin running through their veins, like they have blood cells, like they bleed. Huh? Hemoglobin?
Wow. That really put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know. Well, that's Beth. If people don't know Beth Breslin, and she used to work with Beth at Beat Freaks. Amazing, so talented. So just seeing her in her element, that's what makes me smile. But even more so, how she carefully illustrated just a point that doesn't get talked about. How we treat people and how we view people as not humans in a sense. What was you thinking?
When I get mad, but you still laugh a little because of the sarcastic tone throughout. It is annoying that people still treat people less than human.
Yeah.
That's my statement. Like even the aspect of talking about, oh yeah, they have lungs. I'm like, yeah, everyone has lungs. We're human beings, do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
he's a great paranoid.
Yeah. And I just thought like the imagery and like the actual visual itself, like that was really good. Like it really painted the picture alongside the words that she was saying. I think like it just shows how like society, especially now that like COVID-19 is happening, and we know pandemic, like people are being treated. There's so much like divide and so much like apprehensiveness, and like it's like because there's a show called It's a Sin, and it kind of
it
just brought that all to light, like, and especially you know, being part of the LGBTQ plus community, and like talking about that in such a way to make it like on a basic human level, like everyone breathes in oxygen and breathes out carbon dioxide. Like it just the simplicity of it all made it louder, if that makes sense, that it doesn't need to be how it is now. And I really appreciated that.
I think a lot of people watching this are really going to connect with that. I think all the pieces that have been given out so far, I think there's something that people connect with. And you know what? When I was watching it as well, it made me think, you know what the sad reality is? These conversations are like, there's some conversations that actually happen. Some like this exactly, word for word, and others that just have like ignorance that you just don't like. It's bliss sometimes, you just don't even realize. But yeah, thank you for sharing that, Bloom, in particular. I really love what you brought on that. Okay, we're going to go to our next artist. We're going to try and go through these because we've still got so much more to go. I've only done 3, and I'm done, man. I'm good. Okay, let's go for our next video. I'm looking forward to this one.
Heartbreak Restore Hotel. Inspired by the prompt Heart Filled with Vacancy by Miss Missap. I've arrived here once again. The feeling is too mutual. The surroundings all too familiar, and the environment is far from distant. There is no family to embrace lovingly, no friends to comfort, and nobody to worry about me anymore. The colours of the ceiling are like the colors of my petrified, moldy heart. As for the floor and the walls, they are the colors of my soul, lifeless and far from warmful. Why must I go through this again and again and again, only to achieve the same result? Why must all the steps I cross must be from people that I angered mistakenly and suffered over and over again? The questions are now permanent residents in my head, always ready to get settled in at my expense and never go away. Even when my visit is over, they book in and check for the next one just like that. As I close my eyes and ready to drift away into permanent darkness with hidden madness, I hear a whisper that gradually grows louder, hurting everyone, healing no one. As it muffles my response and seals my eyes shut like the caskets sealing me away from life itself.
Wow. Again, just something different. I'm loving just the variety. What's people's thinking before we go to the next one?
I thought it was really good. It was like simple yet complex all at the same time.
Mm.
It was very reflective as well. So yeah, I didn't want to speak much because that's how I feel now, just after listening to it. It was really interesting.
This one felt poetic to me. I know it's an obvious word to say, but my vocabulary isn't that diverse. So that's that's what, like, it just felt like I was listening to what felt like not that anything else wasn't, but that felt so like, very poetic in like the metaphors and other poetic words that I don't know. But it really, I was immersed in that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Let's go to the next one because I'm reading the comments and people are loving it so far, and I just want to keep it going. I want to drop some more. Okay, next video. Let's go for it.
"2020. What a crazy year we've had, and as we go to 21, I think that most of us are glad. It's been a year full of lessons, a year full of pain, a year for the books we will never be the same. The year we took a stand and demanded a change. Now let's take a look back at them first few days. Let's start off in Australia with a devastating blaze, millions of animals dead or displaced. And we need to do more now as a human race, because climate change is real and there is no escape. And we need to take care of those who are poor, because families are struggling. We need to do more, so big up Marcus Rashford, because he fought and he fought. A 23-year-old footballer took the onus on himself, used the platform that he had to really make a difference. Knew what he wanted and made it his mission, forced the government U-turn. He is the opposition. In a year where COVID-19 took hold of the agenda, the contribution that he made, we will always remember. Now going back to COVID, it changed everything we know. Rest in peace to those whose time it was to go. And as we entered lockdown, there was madness in the shops. We were fighting over toilet roll and everything just stopped. We kept a 1 meter distance and a mask on our face. Handshakes were replaced, taking precautions to keep each other safe. And it wasn't all bad because we had to innovate, finding new ways to get things done. Although we weren't in person, we still had fun. Instagram lives, house party and many Zoom calls. Social media challenges stop us getting bored, and it's going to be a while till we're back to the norm. But with Project Restart and football restored, Liverpool were back and they got the reward, and Villa survived on the final day. Then the new season came and we started really well, but there's still a long way. And now they take a knee at the start of every game, just the first step till we really see a change. Because after the summer we've had, we had to make a difference. George Floyd was murdered and it started a resistance. We said no justice, no peace, campaigned a few weeks, hashtag BLM and march in the streets. But do we really care, or were we just bored? Because Indian farmers' protests have just been ignored and the Muslims in China are still being oppressed. The people of Palestine stand firm in the threat, but there's still no support from us in the West. And with COVID around, their lives are much tougher, because we're focusing on ourselves and we're leaving them to suffer like the people of Yemen who've been left all alone, and the survivors of Grenfell who still aren't rehomed. So this year, let's make this world a better place. Forget about funding missions to outer space, because there's problems on this planet that we need to face, like homelessness and poverty, the fight for equality, the refugee crisis and economic policy. Because we have money for wars, can easily send our troops abroad, but our NHS is being ripped apart, and my respect to the staff that have played their part. In the toughest of years, but they were pushed to the limit. We did our clap for carers and all these gimmicks, but they're still underfunded, understaffed, pushed all the way to the brink of collapse. And if I've learned one thing in this past year, it's to truly appreciate those who surround you. Count all your blessings, just look all around you. And for me, this year has been different. Introduced to the world of work in a role that I feel I can really make a difference. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my time so far. Met some amazing people that know who they are. And 2020, the year Horizon Blog was born, and the year I stepped it up with the content for you all. The year I put myself out there and tried new things. Now let's wait and see what the next year brings. Because last year was the year that we conquered our fears. Yes, it ended in tears, but this year will be better. Let it be the year that we all come together. And it might be far-fetched, but I was taught to dream big. Aim for the moon and you land on the stars. 2021, this year is ours.
Ooh, I'm going to give some clicks and a round of applause for that one. That felt, you know, sometimes we just go through this year, it's almost been a year since going into lockdown. I think we're quite close to it now. And it made me just stop and think about everything that I've gone through, everything that's happened in the world that I'm not aware of. And I just really loved it. I really loved it. I don't know what you thought.
I thought it was a beautiful poem. Like you were saying, it's again just reflecting on everything you've been through. And even when you look at like your memories on your phone about life before COVID, and once we hit that March period, it's going to be, oh, this is what I was doing in the first part of lockdown. And so you're just going to be spending the rest of the year looking through your phone, hoping things get better right now, because things this time last year were a mess. And yeah, there are times when we don't, as a society, come together on issues that are also affecting everyone and people in different countries. I know you touched on the farmers in India that are fighting, and that has been a news story that I've been following very closely. And I do hope from the bottom of my heart that they get the justice they deserve, because they need it. And it also goes to show that even when we are pushing and fighting, people aren't listening. And it's so frustrating, because we have issues and concerns that are often generational that we want to keep protesting against so we can conquer them. And it just feels like people don't listen. Yeah. I
love that. And it sounds like it really came from, like, it hit you in a like a place.
Yeah, it was like,
I hear that. But have you got anything to say, or do you want to go to the next one? I might come to you.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go to the next one. But I really enjoyed that poem. I think it was just very honest representation of what happened in 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did really well.
I'd love to see so many other people's stories and their perspective as well, because there's so many stories that haven't been told. So if you're thinking about it and you want to send something out for our next one, we are waiting. We definitely want to see that. Why don't you put a highlight or something that really stood out to you in between now and last year? I'd love to see it in the comments. I think it's a great place for sharing. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm really looking forward. We've got someone very, very new who haven't come across before, and I'm really excited for this one.
I've been so empty, real empty, the empty of throwing a coin into a well, expecting a quiet splash and instead wincing as metal collides with hard stone, echoing around the curvature of gone. I make a wish, more out of internalized pressure and expectation than belief, but anyway, I wish for the waters to return, for the world to be full again. And when they do, it's so exciting. There's a rush of adrenaline and I feel myself filling up once more. It doesn't matter if it's angry or sad or dangerous euphoria, I'm full until I'm overflowing. The water from the well is lapping at my feet, sloshing over the sides. Masses of pennies carry themselves on the tides, wishes that are now coming back for me. I try to throw them back, but they have been set free. Why did you ask for this? In your pocket we were warm, but you threw us, we were cold, and now we are colder. I guess they're right. In my pocket I hold the world. I hold the potential to be full, or empty, or overflowing. So I must too have the potential to be water level steady, not fluctuating. My anger is a tsunami, my happiness a drought, my sad is varied, unpredictable, riptides pulling you out. Balance is a thing my world has rarely seen. But maybe, if I were to stop throwing pennies, throwing away pieces of myself in the hope that I could get in return the opposite of whatever I'm feeling at that time, maybe I could have a well half full. Or maybe, just maybe, I could do away with the whole damn thing, tear down the brick and let my emotions foster a lake instead. But the water soaks into the ground as I ponder and the well is empty again. Forgetful, I reach deep into my pocket, pull out 3 rounded coins, slightly dull, and throw them all inside.
I got lost in that. Like I just felt like I just had to. That kind of just relaxed me so much, but I was so like I was just immersed in that whole thing. Palumi, let's go to you straight away.
Yeah, I think like that was just amazing again. Like I feel like the last 3 poems I've had like a theme of like life and life being cyclical in a way, and life just being and just happening. I loved what she said about losing pieces of herself and like because she's given them away. I think that is something that like that everyone can relate to in a way, and it just makes it makes it so real and honest again. And I really appreciate that, because I think that one thing that like lockdown and this pandemic has taught me is just about the honesty that you need to have within yourself, and I feel like that's seeped through. Yeah.
I mean, you kind of said everything I want to say. Let's see what some people in the comments are putting in as well. People saying powerful stuff. Shout to Sipo, Kohinoor. Just a lot of people got that emoji. It's just like this is the one.
Yeah.
People are like using emojis that are upside down. People are shocked because these people are getting spun by these poems. It's just ridiculous. Something that stood out for me as well was about, I can't remember how it was put, but it was something about giving pieces like your pennies away for something that you think you want in that time, or you think you just. And I was like, nah, done. Shut, turn the thing off. let's go. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I think we've got about halfway. This is a really good one tonight. Let's go to the next one.
Power is people and poetry, the fleshy xylem of culture. Empower the former and you will have more growth in culture. Grandfather wrote in a banned native script, poetry suckles from inheritance. All this under European colonialism. See how rebellious is culture? And we are bastions of ourselves with experience and knowledge. Look at who you came from. Griots and Lashins, the holders of speech, of culture. It's all so complicated. We are a generation who have been stripped back twice. Take us again. Oh, we can never be taken again. What separates here from home is but 6 degrees of culture. And share your experience, let them hear your rage. You are the records of their evil, make them watch your culture. They will criminalize your art before they feed you. Don't stop organizing yourself. You are keepers of culture.
Wow. That felt like I didn't like a little short video on like BBC or something like that, like before they go into the next show. And
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? Like, huh? What?
Yeah.
I love that. Ibrahim Hersi always kills it. Always kills it. Yeah, I just felt like he was reading his own book, and that was the audio book there. That felt like an audio book. I love that one. We're going to move on to the next one. Got a few more to go before we finish. And yeah, we've got a brand new artist featuring for the first time on Poetry Jam. I'm really looking forward to this one. Yeah, let's take it away.
Recovery. When you say we, it's the first time I've ever believed it. Our weekly phone appointments means I can't judge your face or trace your frown or follow laughter lines and assume your life's been fine. That you went to uni at 18 and graduated normally and that you've done no pain like mine. You want me to do well, I can hear it in your voice. And I skim my lows on some tidal wave manic shit, not much purpose when they don't scratch the surface of balance and act I could be capable of learning. But we're happy, I'm self-aware still, I'm helpless at conflict's knee, but I believe you get me, and it is we, but ultimately it's just me. I went home like you told me to. Llangennach, river stillness, the absence of other sounds makes me want to bend to your will, but I ain't that malleable to be mindful. I'm trying to journal jot while drinking peppermint tea affirmations like you got this, man. But it's still validation, tainted at the seams, to thread into my worth, a tapestry of vapid words and needless nerves to confirm. I'm coal, I'm concrete, I'm toxic waste disguised as a sweet. I'm unsure and half willing, make plans live fast if them forces will it. You ought to be proud that I'm getting good marks, but finding adequate lines is like a needle in a haystack. So she says to me, relax your muscles, start with your toes, and untense your jaw if you have the patience, but I don't. I'm face painted concerned, a byproduct of my nerves. Standard practice really, when you wake up to prescribed med-induced mania, 100 mg of guilt-free energy. Make a coffee, ride the wave, get shit done, then wait while you quietly crash down. And I've been too long at sea, long enough to get over the sickness, but not long enough to come back home. Cat calls, yeah. He only hits you if he likes you. At what age does that stop being sweet and starts being something you talk about on a sofa or with a group once a week? Then when they nod heads and cross-check mood lists like, is it your mum's love or your dead friend? Maybe your traumatic adolescence. I'm thinking, cold tiles on spread thighs. It's not your fault. I'm head up, down in agreement. You're uncomfortable and sorry he did that. So when I walk down the street, I walk fast, but not too fast. And I take quite deep breaths, because dogs can smell and sense fear. See, I'm way down, my volume's down, so I'm even more aware that my surroundings are overwhelmed by watching eyes. And I'm 13 again, so small and afraid. My middle finger raises to the car, and it makes no difference either way. I'm still afraid. Watching eyes and metronomes tick into their entitled beat, and I pray to God they don't stand still, focused on me, loud without speech, constantly, implicitly explicit. I long for the day to walk out the door, and them eyes won't be there anymore. Soliloquies of Swansea City. I seen the best minds of my generation picking up fag ends to chuck in their bong, wearing head bandages like halos and parading the high street screaming, fuck I the boys, there's a war to win and I'll tell you I was done. It's said in 0.610 bags and Valiums, your mate's browed from his Auntie Pam. It's scraping coins for Frosty Jacks before the smack got lots of us attached, before party drugs turn necessary. Wasted youths, my dad would call us, raves down the Gower, underweight bags to the youngers, and we know the secrets of the universe, man. I knows, because I just smoked DMT through a plastic bottle in my mate's living room. Like, spirituality comes by watching ACAB graffiti on a wall come to life. Dylan Thomas wrote ambition is critical, but not how deep they dug our graveyard round here. Ambition drops off on tick. Ambition thinks you're a prick. Ambition's cross-eyed, nodding off and desensitized. And ambition is fucking critical. But it's also unfeasible when pints cost $2.50. Can't go wrong though, must sign me on. $5 at the door to stick to the floor. Chuck us a key in the toilets. I've had one too many ciders. Living for the weekend, forgetting how many weekends have been and how many are to come. Still, I love that fucking city. Soliloquies of Swansea. Basilias still remain. Overcome obstacles daily. Ain't no rest for the wicked. I hold instability in the grasp of my traits, not my traitors. Like, it's not in your control. I always said if I invoke emotion or make you feel seen, I've done my job, but at what cost?
Wow.
Wow. That was amazing. It's so layered. So beautiful.
Yes, layered.
Oh, there's so many things that she was talking about. And you're lost in it, but you just...
Yeah.
Oh.
I think she just painted a picture. Like, this is, if you can't tell by the accent, she is hailing from all the way in Wales. I think got, from what she said, Swansea City, so that's where they blew now. Check her out on Instagram if you wanted to check our Instagram out. We'll be kind of sharing some of her content as well. Check our stories if you want to keep up, because I've seen people put in the comments, but there's some quotes that people have put in: drink peppermint tea and affirmations. That's my standard go-to. Guilt-free energy. It's just the soliloquy of Swansea City and so much more. Like, it just felt like I was there. I honestly felt that I was there, and it just brought us into her world. Yeah. Bloomy, what are you saying?
Yeah, I think that, like, because throughout the poem there was so many there were so many layers, but one thing that seeped through all throughout was the love letter to Swansea and to Wales almost, and like the also love and hate that is towards the city, towards the country, I guess, as well. I think whenever somebody touches on trauma and things that they've gone through and things that like really affect them, I think it just adds another level and another layer to your poem, and like it just adds vulnerability, and like I think it's really admirable and it's really commendable for her to be able to be vulnerable and to use poetry to do that. So yeah, like big up to her. Well, like yeah.
I think we need to do more of these, isn't it? We need to just. I'm really enjoying tonight. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. It's been so good.
It's just, it's so, one of the things that we've always wanted to do is capture the moment of feeling like you're in a coffee shop watching Poetry Jam live, and I genuinely feel like that. It's great seeing people in the comments as well. Why don't you let us know how you're feeling at the moment? What's been a standout for you so far? And we're not finished yet. We've got just a few more, got 3 more before we finish up. And yeah, just before we do, as I mentioned, if you'd like to get featured, please get in touch with myself. So follow us at Beat Freaks, or at Beat Freaks. We'll put that in the chat for you. But equally, if you want to get in touch with myself, my name's Tom, just Tom at Beat Freaks. We will put it on our story so you can check that out as well. And yeah, I've received a few in the last few days, and I want April to come like quick o'clock, like there's some ones and I'm like, no, this is sick. We need to do it tomorrow. But hey, we move. Say it again. Okay, let's go into our next performer.
The wise man and the foolish man. One built his house on the rock, the other built his house on the sand. See, the wise man built his life upon things that were stable, things that he knew were able to bring him a life of good, not leading to anything fatal. the rock that he builds his life upon will make his life prosper. See, this rock has a lot to offer, but most importantly, the rock is strong. That means even when things go wrong, he will not fall. He will be able to hold on. He will not crumble. The blessings that come from building your life upon this rock are long-lasting. Now that is very contrasting to the man who was foolish. All is lost when we place our value in the wrong things, such as money, fame and popularity. These things may appear to lift you up high, but then crisis comes and they all fall like gravity. Then the foolish man will be scrambling rapidly, trying to get his life back in order, but sadly, if he keeps building his life upon the sand, a weak foundation that will never withstand any pressures or challenges, then he can only wait for destruction to come. The wise man and the foolish man, one built his house on the rock, the other built his house on the sand. What is this rock? This rock is God.
Wow. I love the variety. I love the variety.
Yeah, I recognize him. I saw him at the poetry jam last year. Do you know, the very last one before COVID?
Oh yeah.
I remember that was it the town hall? It was.
Yeah, that was our 7th birthday. That was, you know.
Yeah, it was a really good event. I remember seeing him there. So good.
You were there for that one, weren't you, believe me?
Yeah, it was. It was such a great night. Like,
yeah.
Beat Freaks now to throw a party. I'll say that. It was a celebration. It was really, really good. And he was really, really good as well. And I love the fact in his poem that, like, at the end he spelt it out. He said God. He said that the foundation and the solidness is God. And I think it's really cool to see someone like express their belief in their faith because I'm a Christian as well. So it's good to see that he did that. And I just love the story that he painted. Like using, you know, some biblical references in little ways. So yeah, I think like it's really good to see him doing that. Like, and any religion, anybody that has a faith or belief, like it's good to also express that as well. So yeah, big ups to him as well.
I love that there's a space where people can feel safe to do that, because all you have to do is open Twitter or any other kind of social media at times, and you can get attacked. Very simple. You know what I mean? On one hand, it's really great. On the other hand, it offends somebody. And it's great that we create these spaces and people feel comfortable in doing that. So shout out to Spoken to Life. One of my favorites. I'm always a massive admirer of his work. As with everybody else, I'm now a #1 fan of everyone that's performed, because they're killing it. Let's go to our next one.
To the outliers, the mavericks, the underdogs, and the addicts. To the dreamers, the activists, the renegades, and the alchemists. To the beach fish, the indoor kites, the backyard dogs, and the lemons in limelight. To the ocean plastic, the mass disguise, the doubtful totems, and the canaries in coal mines. To the tongues of foreign soil, bananas in fruit bowls, forged art in galleries, and the square pegs in this round world. To the kings in constant check, ship shadowed in beacons, orbital debris, stolen artifacts in museums. To the arcs who've lost the plot, mics without a stage, shoes tied on power lines, and a lab mice in this rat race. To the children of immigrants, homeless in their homeland, innocent prisoners and the refugees in no man's. We often question meaning of ourselves in space and time, but as life goes on we come to learn our place as reason why. So despite our great despairs, we hope and search for change, inspired by those stories of good from being displaced. Rosa Parks never gave us seat, Baxi's art fills common streets. Blame flew to heights unreached, Mandela's time set a nation free. Greta stride for our climate, Captain Cromwell built power with science. Kaepernick knelt in defiance, and Gladwell wrote Outliers.
I'd love just to hear that again. I'm not going to ask for it right now because I'll let. That's Tom Farron for people that don't know him. A regular for Poetry Jam. I haven't seen him for a while, so it's really good to see him again. And I saw in the comments that someone said those first few chords brought me back to church. Not gonna lie, and I felt the same way. I heard the chords and I was like, you know what, boy. Yeah. You can take that. You can take that somewhere. You know, you're gonna hit my soul right there. What are people saying?
Felt like an anthem, and I really liked that. Like, you know, those adverts where you have that poets talking.
Yeah, sharing that nationwide advert, isn't it?
Yeah, the nationwide one. That needs to be the next one.
Yeah, that. People in the comments, we need to get that on nationwide.
Yeah,
you did a great job.
Literally. Because like I loved it, and Tom is so cool as well. Because like, yeah, he's such a cool guy. And I just love the fact that he used music in his poem, and like it kind of just like it just captured like your attention, my attention. Yeah, and like I think like what he was referring to, like you know, in terms of climate, in terms of like just everything, it kind of touched on like the major topics that are going on right now.
Yeah, it just fit and just flowed. Like it's just a nice little touch to it, a little old, but everyone's saying
what
it.
I heard. So which I think was...
Oh,
you cut in.
Cut it. That is cool. It's cool. We'll wait for you to come back through Palumi, but I think we hear what you're saying. Tom, you mashed up Palumi's sounds, you know. I love as well Tom's journey. For those that don't haven't seen Tom before, and I've spoken with Tom from time to time, and he was never into poetry a year or so ago, and to see that now where he is, it's incredible. It's really, really great. So yeah, we're gonna go to the last song. So apologies for if you got any technical things that's going on at the moment, and like half my face on the screen. Let's go to the final song and close it out really well. Song. It's poem.
The square car park by my old yard, playing football till the sun falls and getting home before it's dark. Having a curfew didn't stop us acting hard. Looking back now, that's what made us who we are. The square holds memories of young mistakes. Back before when I used to do chores, folding clothes until my arms would ache, then play football in the square for a quick escape. But in time, we grew out of it. Sadly, the square became counterfeit. So we went in search for a new arena, because the square had no goalposts for our keeper. The square had no lines or any benches either. After all, it was a car park, we needed realer. We looked for what felt like ages, searching in different postcodes and places till we found what we were chasing. I wish I could take a look at our faces the moment we faced it. You won't believe me when I say this, but we found an oasis, and we called it Cages. It was in the weirdest space, abandoned between estates. Every entrance locked off since the council shut this place. But of course we found an opening. A single part of the metal bars was broken and every time it got replaced, someone would reopen it. It wasn't the safest entrance, but we were still grateful for that gap in the fence. It let us spend our days in attack or defense. No words can sum up what that gap represents. Cages, became the place to settle feuds. 1v1 me, red ass if you lose, and if you lost, there was no excuse or anything you could do to refuse a queue of kids waiting to boot a ball at you, hoping to leave a bruise or two. That's how we grew up. Give us a goal post and some benches, that's enough. We'd play all day without signs of slowing up. I don't think we noticed how quick we were growing up. And before I knew it, I moved away. I haven't been back to Casia since day. In fact, I haven't played football in a minute. So one day I went out by myself and I did it. And in about half an hour, I reached my limit. I really should have warmed up, I don't know why I didn't. And I really should have copped some new football boots, because the next best thing I had were Ultra Boosts. I think back to my childhood roots. I miss how we'd get together as shoots and how we'd split up into groups based on who the captains choose. I miss the 1-2s, the no-slide rules, the rainy afternoons and the cold we played through. Just like how we used to.
Wow, what a way to close out. Reminiscing, going back to, and if you didn't play football, something like that, I'm sure everyone's got an experience of going to like the park with their friends and stuff like that. Someone's put in the comments actually, they said, that's my childhood playground that my granddad used to take me to. How crazy is that? What are people thinking? Final words.
It's beautiful. Like, obviously, I can't relate to the whole football thing, but it was very interesting to hear how it unifies a lot of people, ends feuds, and brings people together. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Palima, you back?
Yes, I am. Apologies. I'm with a certain internet provider. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna break them out.
Okay.
But what's it called? I loved that. From what I heard, like, he was absolutely amazing. Like I liked at the beginning when he was talking about squares and like talking about like football as well. Like, I think something that is Great Britain and the UK is football, and he definitely captured that spirit and like talking about, you know, how it affected him during COVID. And like, I think one thing that I can take away from this, something that I think we can all take away from this, is that he said in the poem, like when he just one day just got up and he just did it. Like, I think one thing that 2020 has taught us, like sometimes in life, you just have to firm it as hard as it is and just go for it. And yeah, that was the last poem, and I think just looking back all throughout the evening, this was like really, really cool. Like, and I think it just shows like how Beat Freaks and how Poetry Jam is such an open and safe space, and like to be reaching like people even in Wales. Like, this is amazing. So yeah, big up to Beat Freaks as well, and Poetry Jam. Yeah, well done. Like, it's cool.
Wow, you closed that really nicely.
He did.
Iman, do you want to say anything, like, how have you found this evening? And also, as you're saying that, I want people in the comments to just let us know how you found tonight. I've enjoyed it, man.
I loved it. Like, this is my first time being on here, and this time last year, I just used to follow Beat Freaks on Instagram and just watch what they were doing. Now that I'm a part of the team, I feel honoured, and I'm so glad to be part of the community. Like, tonight was amazing. Every single person, if you're all here, big up yourselves, because you guys did amazing. Your messages that you guys wrote and spoke. I'm leaving full. Okay, I'm leaving full. Just know that. So
I love that. And thank you, Iman and Palumi, for coming through. Honestly, you've made it so great this evening. Thank you for all the performers as well that submitted. And if you didn't get featured for tonight, you will get a chance in April. I've scheduled a lot. I've now got a backup list, and now I've got a reserve list to take a number, like going to Clark's and getting your shoes. But yeah, we are going to be back 1st of April. I think that is just the first Thursday of every month. We are here live on YouTube. Best way to be notified is subscribe to the channel and then get notified as well. If not, well, on top of that, go at Beat Freaks on all social media platforms. So thank you very much, and we'll see you very, very soon.